welcome to another edition of PosiTIPS with Rachelle. Folks, I have missed you. I have missed you. And I was actually out of town. And so it's been a while since I've done an episode. I was actually in Louisiana for a few weeks, had a couple of delays there, unexpected delays, but am back in town now and certainly going to be kicking off next week. This is kind of a welcome back episode here, an intro episode. And next week, I'm going to be starting a new series entitled The Perils and Positives of a Drifted Gaze. One thing that is certainly apparent is this coronavirus pandemic, and you've heard me say countless times, there are always blessings in adversity. There's silver linings in adversity. There's decisions that people make that certainly positively impact their lives, and they ask themselves, am I happy? Is this working? What do I need to do? Yada, yada, yada. And so that is so important to just in the framework of understanding that yes, the coronavirus, all types of adversity, yes, can be tough, can be hard. In this case, we've got tragedy, sickness, death, dying, all of that, job loss, economic negative economic impacts. All of that is the case. But also, there's always a balance that there's blessing, there's things that are happening, decisions that people wouldn't have made otherwise. And so that's always the beauty of adversity in terms of developing character. And revealing, in many cases, revealing our true character and who we really are. But this is certainly a prime opportunity for growth and just evolving as a person, as a human being. And so adversity causes us to do that, folks, like nothing else. Because when things are great, when everything's going your way, a person is less likely to really evaluate their lives and just take a step back and just evaluate, is this working? Am I happy? Is this the career I wanted? Why am I miserable going into work every day? Certainly questions that during this coronavirus pandemic, more so than any other, people are asking themselves in various facets of life, am I happy? Is this working? So yes, there are perils of a drifted gaze. And so what I mean by that is when you think about times in life where everything's going your way in life and you're just kind of tunnel vision and it is what it is, you got your routine, and then adversity happens. In this case, the coronavirus. It can be any type of adversity in life. And then that forces you to kind of, sometimes, your gaze will drift. Say for your company, just to throw out another example, you find out 5 years ago, your company was laying off and your division was particularly vulnerable. And so in those particular cases, yes, you're going to have people that are going to have tunnel vision, and this is the only company I know, and I refuse to leave, and they're going to have to fire me. And there's, with all due respect to people who may feel that way, but then that also causes individuals to say, that gaze will shift and say, maybe I'm not. And so that's what I mean by that. When your gaze is straight ahead with tunnel vision, routine, and all of this and that, fixation, and then all of the time, sometimes the person's gaze will shift, and all of this and that. And so it happens in various facets of life. And we're going to talk about some of the positives and as well as the perils of a drifted gaze, and how certainly in certain circumstances you want to make sure that there's not having a drifted gaze, such as relationally, maritally, and all of this and that, marital relationships. We want to keep that gaze focused. We want to keep that gaze focused on you, relationally speaking. And so I want to close this episode out. Like I said, we're going to talk more about the drifted gaze and all of that next week. My final episode before I went to Louisiana back in earlier this summer, actually dealt with. And it was the perils. It was just the perils of a drifted gaze. And I just talked about that, how customers and companies lose customers. Business owners, they have customers again are not guaranteed in most cases, and that's where you look at Amazon and entities like that, why they become such a threat is because once these customers, once that gaze shift and such and such store may be an individual's favorite store, and then all of a sudden gaze will shift away from that store and say, well, Amazon or this store or that store, whatever the case may be, or going out to eat 5 days a week. That was it. That was the tunnel vision. That's what the routine. That's what happened every week. Then all of a sudden the Rona hit, to borrow from the vernacular, the Rona hit. And then all of a sudden people that gaze away from restaurant X or restaurant A, B, and C, restaurants A, B, and C, all of a sudden that individual customer is now, that gaze has shifted to, well, maybe cooking at home has been, maybe that's an option. And now that person is cooking at home 90% of the time now. And so there can be certainly customer loss and all of this and that from the perils and certainly the positives of a drifted gaze. And so looking at, sometimes loss and you lose a customer, you lose a relationship and all of that, there are always valuable lessons to be learned, to be moving forward. And so I want to close this episode out, folks, by just saying, no matter what's going on during seasons of adversity, during the good times, during the hard times, during the mountaintop experiences, during the valley experiences, you got to enjoy every moment. And folks, I love Dollar Tree. It is no secret. I am a Dollar Tree loyalist. And I've been a Dollar Tree loyalist for a number of years, since we got our first location here in Novi a number of years ago. And I've been to Dollar Trees in various states, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And so, but they sell, one of the reasons why I love Dollar Tree is they sell a lot of these inspirational type of trinkets and bags and different things like that I've gotten over the years. But think about this, just enjoy every moment, folks. But this is a decision. These are just words on a bag here that I bought. But this mindset, enjoying every moment. So regardless of what happens in life, and yes, during times of tragedy, during times of death and loss, which is certainly occurring during this pandemic, yes, there is a time to grieve, a time to be sad, a time to really hurt and feel that pain and all of that of the loss. So recognize, I am not talking about that. I'm not discounting that in any way, but I'm just saying, folks, let's look for the blessings in life regardless of what is going on. Let's make a decision to enjoy every moment, to look for the good in our lives, despite what is going on in our lives or around us in life and in the world. And so that's certainly a mindset, and that's why this really just resonated with me so well. Absolutely loved it. And so that's why I had to get that, love that. And so we just got to make a decision to enjoy your life, to find happiness, recognize that happiness comes from within. If you're looking for external circumstances to keep you happy, good luck with that. It won't last. It won't last. It won't last, folks. But let's all make decisions to choose happiness, to choose hope, to recognize that we're going to be okay. We're going to come through, as I stated earlier this year when the coronavirus first really kind of broke out in the world. We're going to make it through this. We're going to evolve better, stronger, with more developed character, compassion, humility, and understanding. But you've got to believe it. And so, folks, that is all I have for you today. It is great to be back here with you, and I can't wait to see you next week when I kick off that new series on the perils and positives of a drifted gaze. So stay tuned for that, folks, and stay tuned. I got some good things coming. I'm going to challenge you. I love to do that. But until next week, remember, I am positively passionate about your happiness and success. Make it a great day.